So right now, Negative Sun's a little bit behind. We do have the Observer. We see the Roaches coming up. He might even want to auto-follow this group. That is a huge group of Roaches. Mutes still flying around the main base, doing exactly what Mutalists do, keeping pressure, keeping you in your base confused, not knowing what to do. It is a small group of Mutes. We do not see any reinforcements yet, so that could very well mean that the Mutes are just a distraction and he's going for a heavy ground-based army, which means that Negative Suns might want to invest heavily into Immortals to push back this heavy Roach ball that is not yet coming, but will be coming possibly at any moment. Negative Sun's playing on the defensive right now. We see, once again, another Mute attack. He's going to want to pull those probes back. He might even want to invest in Blink, although that might be a little overcommittal, seeing there still are only 4 Mutes on the map, and no more seem to be coming in at all. But his minerals hurting right now, and his gas hurting right now. He needs to find out some solution. He might even need to just go for a push and push this Protoss player, even at the rocks, trying to take the shortcut through, even though that opens up the door for those Roaches to come right in. And once again, these Mutes doing exactly what Mutes do best, making you go out of your mind. Protoss player almost unable to move, just crippled by these Mutes everywhere. You want to keep pumping probes, not losing sense of the overall macro game. Is a little bit thrown off, but you do not want to be completely lost in your head right now. Again, we've only seen 4 Mutes and that big Roach ball. I'd like to check on that Roach ball, see exactly what's forming over there, see if any other unit has been added to the fray. We do see Hydras now, so it looks like the Mute harass might be finishing right there, and looks like these rocks are down. He's going to want to move in or even pull back. Do not let the Zerg get a surround on his army, which is where Zerg does best. Zerg does worse when they're in a choke situation, so he might even want to, Negative Suns might want to even get his sentries lined up to create some kind of better choke going on. Roach is now moving in. This is going to be a very, very telling battle. Moving back, the Roaches perfectly forming around the Hydralisks, protecting the Hydralisks who most likely have upgrades. We did see the Evolution Chamber. This is a very, very, very dangerous spot for Negative Suns to be in. He cannot let himself get out of position. He needs to hold this back. These Mutes still coming in and out, harassing these probes. This is a very, very frustrating spot to be in. We do see a second expansion now on the map for Zerg. Once Negative Suns might want to start committing some forces to just pushing back, to pushing the Zerg back in any way, hurting him economically. Right now, the Zerg has suffered no economic setback. He has a huge army, 2 expansions, is in a very good place, probably feeling very comfortable, and needs to get into a situation where he begins to feel uncomfortable and just doubt himself, start making mistakes, because right now he is in a position where he does not feel pressure, and that's when mistakes do not happen, is when you feel very calm and confident in your play so far and in your abilities. So Negative Suns is going in with a very small army of Zealots, very good choice, even though we do see Roaches coming down to protect this. But that does mean that Roaches are not in that middle section, which might leave it wide open for Negative Suns to go in there, possibly take some kind of expansion down, keep microing, trying to get into that, keep the Zerg down there, keep the Zerg preoccupied, using the Zerg's abilities against it, being just as mobile as they are. We do have Hydras engaging his army down in that bridge. Most likely, Zerg player is going to reinforce there, but not before he loses his queen, his drones, and hopefully, for Negative Sun's sake, his hatchery. Now, we do see Roaches. He's going to want to pull those Zealots back, because goddamn, tension. I wonder if there's a point when Starcraft is just, when you're too old for Starcraft.
Whoa.
Now we have these Hydras. Upgraded Hydras are very, very dangerous against everything. They are one of the strongest units in the game. Negative Sun's going for any kind of advantage he can find. He still needs to keep pressure. What do you need?
Like babies.
There we go. And now Negative Sun's doing what every frantic player does best. Being like, I need, just like I had a game before where I hit the point where I had to upgrade to Broodlords because I was freaking out, and it actually won't be the game, but it's that moment of you're freaking out, being like, I need the next step. I need to evolve. I need to Protoss evolve. Provolve. And if you can get a couple of Colossus out before being screwed with too hard, this would be very, very, very critical. Looks like Negative Suns is trying to wall off this bridge. Does not want the Zerg army coming through. Might even want to put some cannons there, but this Roach ball is just a little bit too tight. He's going to have to cancel that expansion, which he does. But every moment right now is another moment that the Zerg now has 3 bases to Negative Suns 2. Not a situation you want to be in, though Protoss can do pretty well just off 2 bases, though his main base probably is mined out at this point. Negative Sun's moving down a little bit. Going to take out this bit of Roach Ball. Might want to move one of these sentries forward. Oh, we have Burrow in play, but because we have observers on the map, Burrow does nothing. Haha. Very, very smart of Negative Suns to have some observers there, because that's one thing that a lot of players forget, and even myself as a Zerg player forgets sometimes, that other opponents will use Burrow and move while burrowed. And Roaches regenerate so quickly, especially with the patch 15 buff they've received once again, to increase their burrowed regeneration rate. Negative Sun's pulling back the idle probe to mine, knowing he needs to take every single advantage. Now, Negative Sun's doing very well on gas, but having a mineral blockage at the moment. Now spending his minerals on Zealots. I'm not sure if I like that decision. He might want to just completely go for sentries. He might want to save up a little bit, get a full round of Colossus worked in, because the moment the next encounter happens might be on the Zerg's terms. And that is something Negative Suns does not want. He wants to attack now on his own terms, because the Zerg probably has a very strong army to be able to move in whenever he feels like it. He's going to go and take the expansion. Even one hit could probably take this whole expansion out. There we go. Expansion is down, doing exactly what he needs to do. But those broodlings, so strong. Even though there's a couple of broodlings, they are so strong at taking out even a couple of stalkers. So he did great hold fire positioning. Still, once again, doing exactly what he needs to do, putting pressure on the Zerg player, trying not to let his economy get too far ahead. But right now, it looks like Negative Suns is preparing for late game pushes right now. He's going to want to fully push in. Once these Colossus come out, he's going to want to push in and just hope upon hope that the Zerg does not counter with some kind of air army. Hope that he has not spotted this the Colossi coming out. We do see Ultras on the map already, just barely out of vision.